They lost 22 games this season and didn't get relegated because the other three teams were that bad. No team has ever lost 22 games and survived relegation. So it just goes to show how poor the bottom of the Premier League's been, and them. So all these people said he's had an outstanding season, he's been fantastic. No, he got quite lucky that they got the Europa League, in my opinion.
Hello and welcome to the Football Drop Podcast.
You are bang on the money tonight, my friend.
It's coming from you.
Bang on the money.
I am, yeah. I mean, it's, we've had to do this late.
We have.
Unedited, unscripted.
Unusual,
savoury.
Yes, very much so.
Underwear.
Underwhelming. How are you?
Yeah, right, mate. Yeah, how are you? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Living the dream.
You moved rooms?
No, just upgrading the setup, my friend. Upgrading ahead of next season.
Look at you. He's wearing a shirt and he's got a new background and he is flexing. Basically, I had to get him to put the shirt on because he was just bowling around topless because he was that confident.
Yeah, that's entirely untrue. Back to the part of the podcast. No, I've literally been home from work. Not even an hour yet.
Have you had dinner?
Dedication. No.
Oh, you haven't had dinner?
No. So when you're sitting there fucking about with sounds, with drum rolls and shit prior to recording, it's it's a little bit frustrating when you're really hungry and you've not eaten since this morning.
Would you say you're hangry?
Borderline.
Okay. So, see how long we can drag this podcast out. How's your week been, mate? Sorry. Go back to 1992.
How was your first day on this earth? My week's been good, mate. It's been a nice bank holiday weekend, actually. And do you know what's really strange? This is the first bank holiday we've not seen each other.
Whatever?
This year.
Is it?
Yeah.
That was sad.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, that feels sad.
Disappointed in you, because last week you said to me, I'll speak to Sarah and just let you know, and hopefully I'll be around on Sunday to see you and Maisie. I had nothing back after that.
I did say.
There was no mentions of, I can't come around. You didn't?
No, I did.
No mention. You said, I'll let you know. I'll speak to Sarah. And there was no letting me know regarding the outcome of the conversation with Sarah.
I thought I'd let you know.
Maybe up there you did. Maybe you thought, that's right, I'll just tell him on the podcast.
Yeah,
Bit a day late, but he'll know. Just let him know. I don't want to leave him in the lurch, leave him hanging. So, yeah, I was a bit disappointed, I'm not going to lie. So, yeah. Oh, so sad. You're such a fucking loser. Oh, my God. Wow. Sorry. So, yeah, how are you? How's your week been? Apart from mugging your best friend off, it's been probably quite good for you.
Yeah, no, I've been quite avoiding. Avoiding?
I've been quite avoiding.
I've been very avoiding of you.
You have? Yes, you have.
Which sounds perfectly.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, no, good. I went to Chessington on Saturday. World of Adventures, not the other one.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good, mate. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I've been trying to sort of put myself out there a little bit more and do things that I don't normally do. So, like, when I go to, like, Thorpe Park and that sort of shit, I just, like, watch, stand with the handbags, that sort of thing.
You'd struck me as a handbag carrier.
Yeah, but I decided that, I'm going to start going on some of the rides, and I did that, and I enjoyed myself, and it wasn't quite as scary as I'd built up in my head. So my anxiety levels towards rides have taken a bit of a tumble.
Did you go on Vampire?
Yeah, twice.
Such a good ride, isn't it?
It is a good ride, yeah. It's so fast around that last couple of corners. It's like, this is unnecessary.
I wouldn't say it's that fast, but okay.
No, but like...
It's fast for someone who doesn't like roller coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
this man who regularly drives on two wheels around the corner, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm in control of that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. The four-wheel drive doesn't think so.
No.
They haven't got tumbleweed.
I just had a random memory. Do you remember when we saw...
Paul
Merson? In Maidstone, do you remember? Yeah. I'm not going to finish that because you're
No, it wasn't
smirking.
Paul Merson. It was Ray Parler.
That's
Because
it.
Paul Merson
yeah.
was in London. It was Ray Parlour, yeah, and we had a little race, didn't we? What car was I on? Did I have golf? I think I had
Yes.
my golf.
That's when you had
Yeah,
your golf, and I think you had at that point almost identical tyres to what Lewis Hamilton has on a Sunday.
yeah, they were slicks,
Yeah.
mate. Did you hear the conversation between Lewis Hamilton and his uh, people in the pits? What are they called?
It's race engineers.
Engineer, yeah. Where he said, "Are we going to Plan B?" And the engineer went back, "C," and he went, "Plan C? No, Plan B." He went, "Right, so we're doing Plan B, C." He was like, "What are you doing?"
Fuck's sake.
C is yes, but
Honestly, I know it's not football related, but the whole season so far for Hamilton with his like race engineers and his advisors and shit is so bad.
yeah.
I genuinely think he might just go, do you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
not dealing with you fucking incompetent bastards.
It
They're
is.
awful.
It is pretty funny. But I guess if you're talking to somebody who I suspect is Italian, and I think they're used to maybe having drivers who can speak the same language and stuff, or as close to. So it must be quite difficult for them to get used to having a British driver because they haven't had a British driver.
No, but if you're saying Plan B,
I know, I get
and
it.
the engineer speaks English, so he knows.
but he's
so he's just
Italian.
like C. It's like what D, E, and F, C. No,
Yeah.
fucking plan.
I know. It is funny. Don't get me wrong, it is
So
funny.
bad.
But I can see, you can see both sides of the situation.
Yeah, it's hilarious though. I
Yeah,
do feel
certainly
for him.
is.
I do
Certainly
really
is.
feel for him.
But you good? You all right? Everything go okay? Any sort of gossip that you want to tell us?
Been quite boring to be honest.
That's always the same for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got
How's-
a pretty boring life these days to be honest, mate.
Weight loss.
It's going all right. I'm about 1.2 down this morning. So we're doing obviously this wrestling. I say Royal Rumble or something. So I've put myself forward for it again. Put myself out there. Compete with every challenge. You've done it. I don't know why you're doing it because there's hardly anything left for you to lose. And then just to make it worse, one of the skinniest, slimmest people on our team would decide to do it as well. Which, again, baffles me. But I think he's probably going to lose more than you and I combined.
Yeah, probably. You can
Yeah.
only do what you can do, can't you?
Absolutely. But yes, to answer your question, it's going well.
Good.
So I've got to keep going. I've got a really good week this week. No junk this weekend. So I'm hoping to push the 2 kilo mark, which would be nice.
Yeah.
What about you? How's yours going?
Yeah, it was going really well. And then I don't really know what happened, but it was a bit bad this morning. But I reckon I'll get back on it. I think I'll be fine. I'll be quite a bit down, hopefully, by the time Monday comes. So, yeah, continue exercising. I've got a little gym buddy.
Yes, tell us all about it.
Bless him, my little boy. He's been in the gym with me. He just randomly said it. Dad, can I come and do some weightlifting with you? And I was like, yeah. And actually, so we've done a chest, so we've done a push and a pull day. And his form's pretty good. He struggled with deadlift a bit today. I don't think he could quite get that, but it's got all takes practice,
hard
doesn't it?
one though, isn't it? Deadlift.
Yeah, it all takes time. So I've just been trying to teach him, like, because you know what you like. I'm still a bit like it now. You just think, well, I'm going to chuck loads of weight on and lift that, but actually that's not the way to do it. It's about getting your form right. So that's what I've been telling him to do, and teaching him through that. But yeah, it's been quite nice actually.
Oh, I'm glad, mate.
Yeah, he's loving it. I was a bit worried that he might get DOMS or something, but he hasn't yet. So I feel like I've done it just right, where he can do bench press and do stuff, but then not feel so bad the next day. Because obviously he's only young, so I need to make sure that he's lifting what he can lift. So I'll see how he is tomorrow, and then maybe we can go up just a little bit next time and just do a bit of progressive overload kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to max him out or anything. He is only young, but yeah, it's just nice to see him enjoy stuff.
No, it's really nice, mate. Does it keep you motivated as well to go in there because he wants to go as well? So you're like, no, I want to go because he wants to. I
don't really struggle with motivation to get in the gym. My issue with weight is the kitchen. Is just I enjoy eating shit food. That is the fundamental issue.
Don't we all, mate? Don't we all?
Yeah, I love the gym.
Best place to be.
Absolutely love it. We're sort of planning on having a couple of days away before the baby comes, and yeah, it's just a bit like, right, I would quite like someone with a gym, but you can't be too picky because of cost and things like that. So it's a bit like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I fully appreciate that. Fully appreciate that, mate.
So
how is the baby prep going?
Yeah, not too bad. Got a few bits. Just need an extra bedroom now.
Just the last, only a small inconvenient thing.
Just an extra bedroom on the house. Yeah, that's all we need. I'm sure. There's a couple of seagulls nesting up there. Maybe they'll put one up for us.
If not, I've got a pop-up tent you can use.
That would be handy. Yeah.
It's got pegs, so you can tie it down to the ground and stuff.
That'd be good. To be fair, Jack will be like, yeah, I'll go in that.
Yeah, probably. Can I have a goal next to it though?
Yeah, mate. He's addicted to football. I honestly don't know where he gets this football obsession and gym obsession from. It's pretty crazy, mate. We went. So I don't know if you remember. We went to Minster Meze a little while ago, and Jack absolutely smashed it.
Yes, I remember the story.
Went back to Minster Meze Saturday night, absolutely smashed it.
Did he?
He was just like, I don't know, bulky. I think somebody gave him an excuse. Yeah, you're just bulking now and you're just getting your protein in. He had so much chicken, it was unbelievable.
That's why he hasn't got DOMs or anything.
Yeah.
He's absolutely fucking smashed his protein for the next week and a half. He's literally going to wake up, biceps big as his head. You're like, wow, the fuck's he done that?
Oh, mate, it was so cute. So I think it was Sunday we did the session, maybe Monday. No, it was Sunday we did it. And I could just throughout the day. So we're bearing in mind we did chest and tries, but I kept seeing him like flexing his biceps.
Oh, what a legend!
Cute, man.
What a boy.
He is so cute.
Just like his dad.
Yeah, bless him. Yeah, but anyway, so let's move on because the real reason why we're here, Ben, is because it is the last game of the 24-25 Barclays Premier League season.
Is it the Barclays Premier League?
Isn't it?
I thought it's just Premier League now.
Yeah, I don't think Barclays got anything to do with it, have they?
Not for a long time.
I don't know why I said
no.
Barclays.
It was for a long time. I think everyone still knows it's that.
But not for ages. I don't know. Do you know what? Even now, I'm like, why did you say Barclays? Because you know that it's not.
You said it with such conviction as well. I was like, I'm going to call him out.
Well, I would expect you to, mate.
I'll try.
That's what you're here for. This is why I keep you around.
It is, yeah.
Keep me on the straight and narrow.
Absolutely. Apart from in the kitchen. Apart from when you're in the kitchen. I'm like, don't worry, don't cook. Just order that pizza. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just order that kebab as well. Can't decide? I'll get a BK for you. Not a problem.
While we wait.
Yeah. Got any chips going? Bit picky. How funny. Yeah, end of the season.
Mate. Let's
end
talk
of the season.
We both looked at each other like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Get back on track. Come on, boys. You got this. Yeah,
it's a season for a reason, my friend. It's a season for a reason. Now, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the news?
Yeah, big one to come out today.
Ooh.
Well, we don't know
I
what
did say you was walking around with your chest.
Is going on. Yeah, I know. My right tit, big one hanging out. Hanging out all day.
I don't know why it's so much bigger than the left. It's weird.
It's just where I carry the weight. But most people carry like their bums and their legs, so mine's just my right tit.
Just your right brain.
Massive, it's there.
You're going for a reduction.
Sling it over my shoulder.
Lose 20 kilo.
There we go. Just lop it off, mate. Easy. Man v fat player of the season.
Right
there we go.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Cristiano Ronaldo left a cryptic message today saying something like the journey, this chapter's over or something like that.
But the story's still being written.
The story's still being written, that's it. Where's he go next? We put a little poll out on Instagram.
Yeah.
And someone said Inter Miami, which I thought was quite a good one. Someone else said Arsenal for a season.
Yeah.
Bit insane. It was me, yeah. Well, I don't know why you called us out, but yeah. So, yeah, we've had a couple of comments.
There was another one. Someone else put Barcelona.
Oh, that was you, was it? Brilliant. I haven't seen that one to post that, thank God.
Barcelona, yeah. Can you imagine?
I could see the Inter Miami thing. I genuinely could. If they pay him enough.
Well,
and I think that's going to be the stumbling block because obviously the Messi scenario and the way their pay structure is.
So I don't think he's been put on there. I don't know how, because it works differently, doesn't it? I don't know if it works differently for this Club World Cup, but he's not been put on the roster. Is it the pre-roster? I can't remember what it's fucking called. But he hasn't been put on that. But he's heavily linked with Botafogo.
Really? What a random team.
Well, they're in the Club World Cup, and they have said said that they would welcome him. So basically, they're the only ones in the Club World Cup who've said they want him.
Is this on like a short-term deal purely for the Club World Cup?
Yeah, they think that
That's mental.
Yeah, they think that he might retire after the Club World Cup.
He won't retire. Not yet. Not yet. He's not hit his 1,000 goals yet, is he?
Quite a way off, isn't he?
Yeah. So I reckon he's gonna go. He's gonna go for that.
1,000 goals.
Yeah, I think it's at 920 or something. So it's realistically, season or two seasons.
Don't know, mate. I don't know.
He still plays for Portugal.
Yeah, true.
He's still notching a few goals for them.
Notching.
So, yeah, just interesting. Maybe he goes back to Sporting Lisbon because they're going to lose their star striker, aren't they, to Arsenal? Need a replacement.
I mean, he's heavily linked, isn't it? But he denied it. He denied it yesterday. I think he said, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." I know that's not like because he said no. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. But it's also, Ben, it's Arsenal. We're not going to get the player that we want.
Mate, this is it. This is crunch season. Crunch off season. This is one of the biggest windows of our entire club history. We have to get this right. And I think we will.
Anyway, right. We're going to get off topic now. So Club World Cup, there's an extra transfer window for that, isn't there?
Yes, it opens from... I think it's the 1st of June to the 5th.
Yeah, to the 15th. Then the season, then the window
starts on the 16th.
But it's only open for those in the Club World Cup, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's open to anyone for the English side of things.
No, I don't think so. Well, what's the point in opening it early? Why not? Why?
To allow clubs to be able to still trade those players.
Yeah, I thought. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I thought I'd read that it was because
maybe it is. Maybe it is. I mean, that makes more sense
in there. But anyway, I don't know. So yeah, that'll be exciting. On transfer news, a weird one. Cunha. Man United are about meeting the terms, £62.5 million for a release clause, and they are expected to complete the transfer relatively quickly. They've just flown off to Asia, haven't they? I can't remember which country they're in Asia, but they're...
Malaysia.
Is it Malaysia? Right. To play an Asian 11?
Yeah. It's all commercial, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'd be livid if you're a United player. You've had a really shit season. You just want to go on holiday. You've just lost to Spurs, which is mental. Lost to Spurs four times. 16% of Spurs' wins this season have been against Man United.
Yeah,
that's mental, isn't it?
That's insane. Stick with Acuna.
But yeah, so I don't see him being a United player. I know United no one knows what a United player is at the moment. I just don't see that being right. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he's arguably at the moment taking a backward step.
Yeah. So I assume he's agreed terms and things with United prior to this release clause. So I think there were some issues over how long they wanted to pay it. I think they wanted to pay it over 5 years, and I think it's now going to be done over 2 years.
So for Wolves,
I agree that surely there's other clubs vying for his signature, and I'm not saying that United would always be a big club, and will they be back next season stronger and better without Champions League football, without European football completely just taken away from them, you think that actually they might then be able to start to drag themselves out of a hole. But on the other hand, they haven't got that financial security because they didn't get Europe. And if you're like Cunha, you've got Tottenham maybe would be interested in him, and they've probably got the money for him now. Top player playing Champions League football. Chelsea, I'm sure, could probably increase their team even more. I just don't understand it. For that.
No, I don't. I think you're right. There'll be teams that are higher up the league, arguably in a much better position financially and footballing at the moment, to go, do you know what, just come and join us. You never know, someone might still come in and snipe him.
Where would you say is his best position? Like that number 10 role?
Yeah, I think that 10 just behind the striker. Because I don't, even arguably on the left coming in, but as that Salah role, but the opposite side.
Yeah, I think I see him more. I think I see him more as a 10. But so you think of those teams. Chelsea don't need a 10. Arsenal don't need a 10.
I think we could do with a backup though, because in my eyes, he would replace probably Trossard, and then he'd be fighting for that starting left spot for me. And when Ødegaard's injured, he takes that Ødegaard spot. When Ødegaard's bang out of form, like he has been for most of the season, he would start. You get more pressure on him.
I'm not buying. Yeah, but a strange one. But we've got some sort of transfer news coming quite soon, which is pretty good. Shouldn't sort of go without sort of sending condolences, thoughts, things to Liverpool supporters. Obviously, had a car run into the crowd yesterday, which was
ridiculous. Yeah, it's horrible. Stupid, horrible thing. Luckily, nobody's died that I've seen. There's been a few sort of more serious injuries, but generally everyone's okay, which is a relief.
Yeah, and they've got the guy who did it, so that's good. But
crazy world, isn't it?
Yeah, mental. Did you have anything else on the agenda reveal that you wanted to go through?
Just a couple of weird ones. So I can't remember if we spoke about this before or not, but there was one of the games for Fenerbahce. There were some Spurs scouts there to watch one of their young defenders.
Yeah.
So obviously, everyone knows there's not really much love left between Mourinho and Spurs.
Is there not?
No.
He was really successful, though. He almost won them a trophy.
He would have been successful. He would have done all of this that Andrew's done had they just kept him on for 5 more days. But they wouldn't do that. But these Spurs scouts, apparently they were allowed in. They sort of was very welcomed. I think they gave them like hospitality and stuff like that. Only for Mourinho to keep the guy on the bench the whole game.
Yeah.
What an absolute shithouse move. And you just got to love it, don't you? You've got to love that.
He is the king of shithouse. Like, he is the
quality.
Absolute king of it. He always has been. He always will be. There are zero fucks given, and long may it continue.
Honestly, just what an absolute guy. I think I love him more now that he's not in the Premier League, because he always dug Arsenal out, and you couldn't really argue with him because most of the time he was right, and it was really fucking winding me up. But now that he's not in the Prem, he's just ripping other teams, especially Tottenham. He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have one more?
You had a weird one.
Yeah. Have you got any more?
I've got nothing from me.
Nothing. Okay, great. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about Sheriff Tiraspol. So they're a Moldovan club. They beat Real Madrid.
I know them well.
In the Champions League in 2021-22 season at the Bernabeu.
Wow.
So it's weird in their league system. So when you have your league, playing.
I'm following. Yeah, I'm with you.
You're playing X amount of games. Can't remember how many they have. And then what happens is you go into, similar to the Belgium League, where it's divided into two sort of groups who then fight it out for the top of the league and the bottom of the league, and then you sort of like have that sort of thing. So what happened was Sheriff were unbeaten, top of the table, no losses. I think they had 3 draws, the rest wins. So then it's divided into this 2, as I said earlier, and then they fight it out. Their tally is set to 0.
What?
So
they lose all their points?
Before that is all scrapped. So
right.
They then play 10 games. They draw 5, and they win 5. So they're unbeaten. But they're still a point behind the top place. So they actually didn't lose a game.
No.
Second place without losing a game.
That's mental.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, the split is mental, let alone that ruling.
Yeah. It's
Imagine
crazy,
going unbeaten and not winning.
Yeah, I just don't understand it.
So bizarre.
It's similar with the Belgian league. I just don't get why this happens.
I guess it makes it a bit more interesting. You don't have teams just dominating, I suppose. It opens it up. So you could have a really good first half of the season, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, you've got to go again. It's kind of like 2 seasons in one, I suppose.
So
everyone's got something to play for.
I might not get this right. So it's the top 6 teams go into this sort of championship group, it's called. So you've got Milsami, played 14, won 6, drew 3, lost 5, 21 points in total. Sheriff, 36 points in total. Go to the championship group. Milsami won it. They lost. They won 6, drew 3, lost 1. What's the point?
Yeah, I can't rack my head around how that's fair. Yeah, I really don't understand that.
Yeah, it's funny one.
You'd be fuming if you're a Sheriff fan.
It was pretty funny.
Just revelling in other teams' dismay, yeah? Nice.
Yeah.
Football always wins, Will. Need to remember that. Football is the winner. Let's move on. Weekend games. Do you know what makes that whole thing worse? Is you go...
It's the slight delay, because I'm like trying to like click on it, and then it's like waiting, and it's... great. But then, we can edit that out, don't we?
Yeah, sure.
So no one will notice it, but like, what are you talking about?
No, absolutely, mate. So what
are we doing?
Perfect. Just a bit of a recap on the last day of the season. Because obviously there was that race for third.
Need to talk about...
race for Champions League.
What happened before the end of the season? The thing that we feared would happen, that happened.
What, Xabi Alonso's gone to Real Madrid? I didn't fear that. That was okay.
And Ten Hag has taken over...
Oh my God, yes! What is that? Did you see the announcement? Sorry, I completely forgot about that. We should have talked about that in the news. Did you see their announcement?
Wait. We're back to the news now.
Such a loser. Wish I never pointed this feature out to you. They did a countdown, or a count up, I should say, on their post. It's like 1, 2, 3 to 9, and then it was 10 Hag. It was so bad. Honestly, I felt like it was the FDP social media manager in charge of their post. It was so embarrassing. I was just, oh my God. In my head, I'm like, that's sick. I'm going to use that next season when he's lost. When Man United have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 games. But yeah, it was a terrible. It was just a real cheesy shit post. But how's he got that job? How's he got that job?
No, I guess he's still living off the FA Cup, still living off the Ajax days. No. It's similar to Ange, by the way. So, I mean, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this.
Hang on, just before we move on, just quickly that I saw today, obviously with the Ten Hag thing, rumours have been going around the transfer stuff.
No, he's going to sign Anthony, isn't he?
No, he apparently He wants to sign Onana. Why? Why would you want to sign that useless piece of shit?
Wow.
He's awful. He's fucking awful. He has basically single-handedly lost Ten Hag his job because he's so shit in goal. And he's like, come to Leverkusen, let me get me sacked here as well, bruv. He's so bad. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, he's made some terrible errors, but I think if you weigh it up from the amazing saves to the errors, they probably even themselves out. But that being said, the errors are pretty bad, especially when you drop De Gea and then bring him in. You're like, this is a bit ropey. So I get what you're saying.
And leading on to what we was going to talk about before we got sidetracked yet again for the 22nd time in this episode.
Yeah.
From midweek game, Europa League final, Spurs didn't score. Onana scored.
Yeah, I mean,
he should have done so much better with that. I'm sorry, he should have done so much better.
There was a lot that could have been better in. To be honest, everything about that game was poor. Dubbed from
awful
from Tottenham and Man United supporters as well. Dubbed as the worst European final there has ever been. It was
hard to disagree.
So bad. I did think whoever scores first will probably win it. I don't think there's going to be many goals in it. And United had plenty of opportunity. I mean, United were the better team. I would say.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
No, but so you have to give credit. As much as my stomach is churning, you have to give credit to Tottenham for playing the game where you in your league form is so bad that you barely scrape relegation. Obviously, the teams that have gone down have been pretty terrible in comparison to previous teams. Spurs didn't hit the 40-point marker, which was always there. You need 40 points to stay up. They didn't hit that.
Yeah.
They averaged 1 point a game in the league. But Ange said, I'll get you Champions League and I'll get you a trophy. And that's what he did. He says he's had an outstanding season. His season has been outstanding. Now, I reckon, because I know you quite well, you might have an opinion on this.
No comment. He's had, for Spurs standards, he's had an outstanding season because he's delivered a trophy. However, he has not had a fucking outstanding season. The Europa League has never been weaker. Ever. Because no Champions League teams have been knocked out and knocked into that competition. They've had an easy route to the final. They've had a couple of, potential banana skins, but they've had a reasonably easy trip the whole way through. They've got 1 point a game in the league. 1 point average per game. It's fucking awful. They lost 22 games this season and didn't get relegated because the other three teams were that bad. No team has ever lost 22 games and survived relegation. So it just goes to show how poor the bottom of the Premier League's been and them. So all these people said he's had an outstanding season, he's been fantastic. No. He got quite lucky that they got the Europa League, in my opinion. However, that's not detracting any credit from him because it's one of the coldest quotes in football. I don't usually win things. I always win things in my second season, and he fucking did it at a club that doesn't win. So I've got nothing but respect for Ange for that. But also, I really hope he walks.
Okay.
Because the way Spurs fans have treated him, rightly so, because of the shit league form. And he won, so it'd be great to see him walk away after that.
What do you think Levy would do?
Probably be like, cool, I have to pay you redundancy or like pay
No,
off.
I mean, forget what you just said about Ange walking. What do you think? Do you think he'll sack him? Because I don't think Ange is going to walk. I think Ange is, he said in his thing, in his interview, when they said, has it been a bad season? He says it's been outstanding, blah, blah, blah. You're asking the wrong questions, I think was his quote. I'm gonna go away and hopefully I'll be here to start the next season after a short break. So the word hopefully does allude to, I'm not too sure.
I don't know, I think who knows really what Levy would do. I think gut feeling is he'll keep him on because he got Champions League, so he's bought himself time. He's delivered a trophy which none of these other world class managers that they've had in Mourinho, in Conte, haven't delivered that.
But Conte's just won the league again, hasn't he?
Yeah,
In
Conte
Serie A.
won it with Napoli.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you wouldn't be surprised if Levy said, no, you're off, see you later. Because they've now got that opportunity to get a better manager in. But it's the club, it's not the manager, which has been proven now.
Yeah. No, agreed. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable that this has happened. But I kind of feel that lots of people, because I haven't seen too much about this win anyway. It's almost like people watch the performance. All of Tottenham's performance on Sunday against Brighton, where they got absolutely annihilated 4-1 at home, and they went, we're going to enjoy this. We're going to enjoy watching Spurs lift the trophy. That's it.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be like it was big for the first day or two, and as you said, it's kind of died down. I think this is very much going to be a win that grows throughout the years. It's going to be, we beat Man United in the final, and people will start to forget about how shit those teams were. Yeah. And it will just become, we've won a trophy more recently than you have, or whatever, or we've won a European Cup, and that team hasn't, or whatever. That's how I see that happening.
No, you've just ruined my life. That is exactly what's going to happen.
Of course it is.
Do you reckon they're going to be singing Champions of Europe? You'll never sing that.
Yeah, they have been. They have been singing that. It's pathetic. Like James Maddison, full time after Brighton, celebrating with a flag. Bear in mind he's injured, didn't play the final. Has had a very up and down season. Celebrating, waving this flag around. I'm like, you just got spanked 4-1 on the last game of the season. How can you be celebrating?
I don't blame them for that. It's in a similar vein to if Palace were to have gone and got absolutely annihilated after the FA Cup win.
Palace are not a big club, as they say, whereas Tottenham fans claim they are a big club.
No. So
if you're a big club, don't celebrate a 4-1.
What I'm saying is, if you're Palace, Tottenham, even Newcastle after they won the Carabao, if you go out and you win a trophy like that, and then you go out and get absolutely slaughtered 2 days in a row, do celebrations, do open top bus, blah 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 blah, the next game you're going to be half cut still. I don't blame them losing like that, to be honest.
Yeah, I completely understand the loss, but to then celebrate losing 4-1 and fucking about with the flag and everything, when you personally haven't done anything with those.
Yeah.
You don't do that. But if you then look at the competition and the teams that played to win those trophies, look who Palace have come through to win. Look who Newcastle went through to win Carabao. Arguably harder than the FA Cup this season.
Without doubt.
And then look who Spurs have beat to win the Europa League. So you can actually put it into perspective and go, the Carabao Cup was harder this season than what Spurs have gone through. So you can't blame them. They've not won a cup in 70 years. Palace never won a domestic cup. So of course they can celebrate.
What a season, by the way. What a season for the smaller clubs. Not the smaller clubs.
It's
the clubs
amazing.
who don't often win trophies. I think Newcastle, Palace, Tottenham, that other small team in London in blue, they might get another one if they win. When's that? Friday, isn't it? Kick-off? Is it Friday?
I think so, yeah.
I can't remember. Hopefully Real Betis do win and Anthony gets something that he deserves. That would be quite funny.
It's crazy that, though, isn't it? Still crazy.
Premier League then. I think we've spoken about those cunts enough. Premier League.
Yeah.
Glad it's over.
I am. And do you know what? So I've listened to Breast is Football and Ben Foster's Foscast, or Football Filling, or whatever it is. One says it's been a fantastic season for the Premier League, one of the best ever. And the other says it's been arguably the most boring season ever, because there's not really much happening. What's your thoughts? Where do you sit with this?
I think
they both play really good points.
Yeah, and so I think I lean more into a good Premier League. I just wish Arsenal were able to be a little bit more resilient and to push Liverpool a little bit more. And I would have also obviously hoped that the bottom three were a bit closer than they actually were. That's obvious.
Mm.
But when you think of the middle of the pack and you think of like that Champions League, that race for Europe, the likes of Bournemouth absolutely excelling, City's dominance starting to disappear, Palace winning the FA Cup, Newcastle winning the Carabao, Aston Villa's resurgence, Everton getting themselves out of shit so they've got Premier League football in their new stadium, Nottingham Forest coming through relegation to get into the Conference League. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Brighton's push, Wolves' recovery, Brentford playing some fantastic football with Mbeumo and Vissa. You know, all of these sort of things. All these, you know, and I've mentioned Mbeumo and Vissa. You could talk about different players from different teams. You know, Fulham had a very, very good season.
Their best ever. Their best ever.
Best ever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think there is definitely something to be said about the Premier League being a good league, except for the gaps that ended up with the winner and the teams who got relegated. But I would still say it's a good league season.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it really does depend on what team you support, doesn't it? I know everyone's going to say that, of course, but as a neutral, I think I agree with you. There is so much that's been happening, and predictions, as I'm sure you're going to bang on about, have been really difficult, haven't they? They've been extremely difficult to sort of predict.
I'm the winner!
You are. Have you got the scores?
Thank you. Basically, I'm the Man City of the Premier League predictions for the FDP with 3 in a row. So I beat you. There was a lot of the season where you were ahead. I feel like you've done an Arsenal. You've done a bottle job. He's not even looking at me anymore.
No, I don't think I was ahead that much.
Yeah, you was. There was quite a period of time where you were ahead.
I think up until November. I think you've led ever since, mate.
I think it was around Christmas time. I think it was longer than you think, but you know. So I finished off on 231, and you finished off on 218. So it's closer.
That's not bad.
It's quite close.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But there's no way he was going to.
Well, congratulations. You have won the Predictions Cup.
Thank you.
We do have another cup. We have our FPL Cup.
I forgot about that.
So just want to just shout out the top 10 because they've had mental season. Alistair McIntosh is our overall winner, 92 points, which is insane. So congratulations, well done, Alistair. You got Mike Scandal in second, 2,584, and Jay Rubes in third with 2,578.
Oh, I do.
And then, please don't. Then the rest of it, Jesper Hedegaard in fourth, 2,574. Someone, I think he won it last year, Sami? He was in top 3, I think, last season.
Okay, fair enough. Well
2,557.
That's
Dave
all right.
Pomfret in sixth.
We don't have to go through the whole thing. It's fine. Leave it at top 5.
Yeah, very good. But obviously the main one is me and you.
Well,
no. It's me and you. It's me and you.
Let's just put a little caveat in there. Okay.
It's a competition.
So being honest, it's a competition. Congratulations, but...
What do you mean congratulations? You don't know who's won yet, Will?
Sorry, I will do a drum roll in a second. How often have you paid attention to this thing?
I would say probably 20 to 25 game weeks.
Really? You fucking hell, right, okay. I would say 2.
There's chunks, though, where I've missed it.
Okay. All right, fine.
I'll be honest, I'll hold my hands up. I'm not very good at FPL.
Okay. Right.
So I beat you quite convincingly. I know. So we have... Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We've got 191 people in our league, which is phenomenal. So a massive thank you first to everyone that's joined.
Yeah.
But to put it into perspective of our football knowledge.
Well,
No. Our football knowledge.
Fine.
Will, you come 184th out of 191.
I'm pleased with that.
Fox, you're not last.
Yeah.
You got 1,599 points.
Wow,
She was nearly
a good score.
nearly 1,000 off first place, which is mental.
What could have happened if I tried?
You could have come top 150 maybe.
You never know.
I came 143rd with 1,895 points. So
Well,
quite a convincing win.
Very convincing.
Very
Well done.
convincing win there. So we'll continue that, but maybe we'll change up predictions because you've won 3 in a row. I need a chance to win. We changed it and then you won, and we've kept that consistency since you changed the rules.
I prefer my version, but
I can imagine, which is why we need to change things up. So yeah, we will get better with that, I'm sure.
are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, the cat's just come in. It scared the living shit out of me because something brushed my leg. I was like, what is this?
That was incredible.
Yeah.
If you don't normally watch on YouTube, skip forward to 51 minutes, just before, maybe just after, around that sort of time. And absolutely shits himself. Pulls the best face I've ever seen. I'll have to clip that up.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thanks. So yeah, that is that's our games finished for the season. Our 2 competitions.
Us finished as well, isn't it? So what are we going to do next week? We're going to do an awards.
Yeah, we'll do a little end of season awards. If it's any awards you want us to put out, let us know.
I quite like our shit team of the season. Who's been the worst?
The underperformers.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And I think we should do like a little team of the season.
Absolutely. Special mentions.
Special mentions, yeah, definitely.
Are we going to do our team of the season not including like the top 6 or top 4?
We can do.
Because we did that before, didn't we? But I think that's going to be a lot harder this season because there's been so many good players.
Yeah.
So that could be an interesting one.
I think that'd be all right. So we need to do our goal of the week, actually, don't we? Who?
We do. There's been some banging goals, wasn't there?
Some banging goals, yeah.
Like I know who I want to go for. We have had a disagreement over this though.
So I really like. So let me just go through. I really like Gomez's goal against Tottenham.
Yeah, that was a good goal. Didn't make my top 3 though, but yeah.
Menezes' goal, equaliser goal for Wolves against Brentford,
was phenomenal. That made my top 3. That.
I think for me, the winner is Gundogan.
Knew you was going to say this.
That's who I think. Just because a bicycle kick is probably the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
On a football pitch to score a goal. For me, I could be wrong. But just off the top of my head, thinking about it, I think that is a goal that I could only ever dream of scoring.
Yeah, I agree with you. I appreciate how hard it is. I just feel like, despite it being hard, it happens more often than we think. But how many back-heel goals do you see happen?
Mate, I scored a back-heel goal at 5-a-side.
Yeah, but that's not in the Premier League, mate. It's different levels.
It is.
They can only dream to aspire to your level.
I mean, that's true.
But I think Hinshelwood's second was better.
Nah, I disagree. Completely disagree. Because what's happening is the ball's coming into him, and he's just seen it, and he's just reacted, and he's just. It's a simple.
He's controlled it first. He controlled it first.
No, I don't think he did.
In the build-up play and stuff with that whole move, he had it first and then got into the box.
Well, I don't know whose turn it is to decide.
It's mine.
I'd be very disappointed if Hinshelwood wins our final goal of the season, but it sounds like you're taking charge and doing that.
I am taking charge, and as we've probably done all season with this podcast, we will leave everyone with disappointment because Hinshelwood is the winner of our final goal of the week.
That is worse than when we gave it to Eze for having a disallowed goal. This is the worst decision I think there's ever been. What did you think of Match of the Day's goal of the season being Matoma?
It's a good goal, but I think it was better.
See, I knew you'd say that.
I thought it was better.
100% agree.
Do you think that was the best one? Really? Oh.
Everything about that goal was spectacular.
I'm not having it. It was good. Don't get me wrong, it was spectacular. I just feel like there's better goals.
Don't think so.
Not that I can think of top of my head.
You didn't even rate when I saw the John Durham one come up. I thought Ben didn't even appreciate this goal. You didn't even want that to be our goal of the week, yet it nearly got goal of the season. That I found absolutely insane. Well,
you can find it insane all you want, my friend.
But well done, Hinshelwood. Congratulations.
This is so shit and so loud. So I think you need to apologise to everyone who now needs hearing aids like I do.
Honestly,
it's shocking.
So unnecessary, but it just brings so much joy to my being.
Yeah. I thought you said your beard. I was like, fair enough.
I try and drop it in.
Whatever brings joy, yeah. Okay,
I try and drop it into all conversations. Yeah, it brings joy to my beard. Right, Ben. Is there anything else you wanted to add to our discussion?
No, just a big thank you to everyone for the season. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate it. I want you to message in to us though to tell Ben why he was wrong in that decision and why Matoma did deserve goal of the season. Yeah, I guess. I did actually want to ask you a question actually before we go.
Oh yeah, go on.
So you're a goalkeeper, and we know that now for definite because you thought of Matoma's goal wasn't that good, and you also just voted Hinshelwood as goal of the seat.
So I know my football. Yeah, go on.
So, question: Emi Martinez, what the hell was he doing?
Fuck. That was I'm just gonna fucking run out. I can get this. Fuck, I can't get it. I'm committed. I'm just gonna have to go for it.
Is that what you think happened? It was
yeah,
so
I think. I genuinely have no idea why he ran out.
He didn't even look at the ball.
No, didn't look at the ball. Just I'm taking him out.
Yeah,
that was it. That's all that was going through his mind.
Yeah, funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, very bizarre. What a way to end though, because he's been linked to the move away as well.
He's going, yeah.
Like, can you imagine if that's your last game?
Your last
sent off, and you ruined their Champions League hopes.
Yeah,
because you got sent off. Like, it's just what a fucking way to go. What a way.
No,
thanks for everything.
What a way to
thanks
end.
Everybody for listening.
See you next week for the last episode of the Football Drop podcast. Until the next one.
Thank you. Bye bye.